How's it going, everyone? I wanted to take some time to walk us through what is one of the most important periods of this year, the 2024 general election. Now, as I was preparing this video, I wanted to find the best resources that have helped myself in navigating the voting process. And now that we are in early voting season, right now, it started October 21st and ends November 1st here in Texas. So this applies to Texas residents specifically. I wanted to walk us through how we can double check if we are registered to vote, and if not, what we can do to get that taken care of, the local polling sites that we can go to, and also to look up each candidate that is on the ballot this year, from our local officers and officials to the Texas House of Representatives, all the way to the US House of Representatives, and the presidential candidates that are on the ticket for this year. So, one of the things that I wanted to highlight is really buckling down and making sure we have all of our checklists in place to where we can use our voice to the highest potential this year and to help continue to move forward and changing the landscape that we wish to see in the United States. So I wanted to start off. I have a few tabs open here, and what you'll see is a breakdown of all the different websites that I thought were awesome in finding out about and sharing with everyone. So just want to go through really quickly to highlight some of these key websites for more information. The first one is specifically for people who live in Bexar County, but you can always look up your specific county at yourcounty.org. And a little bit of insight here, you can use this website to check if you are currently registered to vote, or if you need to get registered, how you can do that. So you have your local elections office information to the left. You have a bunch of these essential tabs that you can look through for more information. But right here, one of the breakdowns I'd like to go through is if you put in your date of birth and your numbers of your address and click check registration, it'll bring you to this part of the website, and eventually it'll say your name if you are. So I am registered to vote and I am a part of precinct 4104. You can look at where your individual sample ballots are going to be, and also the closest and most convenient locations to go and vote. On this tab here, it brings up all the days in which early voting is going on, the time frames in which you can go, so whatever's most convenient for you. And it has a list. So this is specifically Bexar County, but you can look this up for your specific county as well. And what I really like is you can also access the sample ballot, so you can see what's going to be on the ballot before you even go in and vote for real. So I thought that was awesome. The second website also has a more interactive breakdown of how you can see what is on the ticket this election. So if you type in your address and your email on the homepage of Ballotpedia, this website here, you will be led to this page of the website, and that is where you can check out further the information on the ballot. So you click that tab and it will inform you, welcome to your sample ballot. What I really like about this interactive site for a sample ballot as an alternative is you can choose the level at which you want information presented to you for this sample ballot. So you can go for more simple, concise way to look up all the information, or you can click over to the detailed side, and it is completely up to you. So after you do that, you can read further down, or you could just click on go, and immediately it'll take you to all the different sections of what's going to appear on the ballot for this year. They have the different categories. So, federal, President of the United States candidates are going to be here. And a key thing to remember is not only is it going to be bipartisan between Democrat and Republican, but there also are some spaces in which the Green Party and Libertarian Party will have candidates as well. So it's always good to stay up to date and informed for which candidates are actually running this year. And another thing to look at when you're going through the information for each candidate is to see, the different designations. So for these specific candidates, they are write-ins, alternative options for the primary candidates that are listed. And for the candidates that have this specific designation, is the current title that they have held. So obviously, Ted Cruz has been our US Senator for Texas for quite some time. But here are some other candidates that want to pursue this same position. Also, if you keep going down, you have all the different categories, and there are going to be some sections where there's only one candidate for each one. So obviously, it makes it a little bit easier to make a decision as far as who that title is going to be given to. But it's always good to be aware and to be informed. So this is part of the Ballotpedia, which is always a great resource I always recommend. Onto this next website is actually the Texas Secretary of State website. And I thought this was a great option for those who want just a clear, more concise way of getting to the different candidates and options that will be on the ballot. So pretty simply, if you scroll all the way down to what's coming in November, which is this general election season, you'll see a special election for the Texas House of Representatives candidates, District 56, the U.S. congressional candidates of District 18, and the general election candidates for this November. So if we click on this one specifically, and if you are in a neutral standpoint or you just want to see the different candidates in general or altogether, you can just stay with select party. But if you have a specific candidate that you are looking for, you can go ahead and click on one of these options. So as you move through the different websites, I believe we left off on the Texas Secretary of State website. And from there, if you want to just get a general overview of which candidates are in the special election for Texas House of Representatives, we have two candidates. It's between Pat Curry, Republican, and Aaron Schenck, a Democrat, for this seat. And you can always look up their name. This site doesn't necessarily give you much information other than what's listed here, which could be a drawback, but you can also search a specific candidate or find out if there's even a candidate running in this specific category. On to the next U.S. congressional spot, we have Erica Lee Carter for Democratic Party and Maria Dunn, in addition to Kevin O'Durall for Republican parties. They show a little breakdown of the status of each candidate, their current occupation, and all of this awesome information. What I do like about this site, even though it's a little bit limited compared to the other ones we've gone through so far, is it shows their contact information. If you want to directly contact them, you can do that. For the general election, we have a list of the president and vice president candidates for the ticket. We have the U.S. Senator for Texas, and we also have the breakdown of the different districts for U.S. representative in Congress. We have a list continuing to go down, which is quite a bit: District 10, District 11, etc. So take a good look at this. It's, again, a more concise website for people who want to just get a general overview of what is to be expected on the actual ballot. And the last website, which is hosted by KSAT 12, it's a pretty popular San Antonio news station, but I really like them because they stay up to date and they are very diligent in keeping everyone updated. But this is just the simplest layout, doesn't have any interactive clicks or ways for you to learn more like the other websites, but for someone who wants just a general overview of the names and their designations, it's definitely something to just get a bird's eye view on. And so you can just go through. They also include the Supreme Court justices that are up for running, and it breaks it down very nicely. And you can scroll all the way down. They even mention proposition for city council, different council members as well. So don't forget, like I mentioned before, this is a great resource to get an overview of what is to come on the ballot. I even really like that it has a sample ballot here for you that is probably most likely going to be what we're going to see when we walk into the polling sites the day that we vote. With that being said, I hope everyone was able to benefit from this breakdown video that I had a pleasure of making and would love to do more of. So happy voting and good luck out there. And one more thing, for those who have any questions or issues accessing any of the websites that we went over together, definitely let me know. I will provide the URL links down below. Be on the lookout for those items. And with that being said, happy early voting. Please stay safe out there while you are voting. But most importantly, remember, your vote matters. So make it count. And I will see you out there in the early voting polls. Until then, take care and stay safe.